law firm. We're ready to start our conversation, our broadcast. First of all, I would like to ask you, how are you doing nowadays?
I'm very okay. It's kind of hot. Yes, very hot in Astrakhan. So the weather changes are not too good, but I'm fine. How about you?
Oh, so yeah, it's not bad actually. We're having warm days. It's already spring. So I mean it feels like spring, but we would like to have more sunny days. All right. So Oluwaseun, yes, please go on.
No, in Astrakhan, it's really hot. It's like we're in summer already, actually.
Yeah, I know. Actually, as far as I remember, I've mentioned during our previous conversation, previous broadcast, that I have a colleague from Astrakhan, and like every day I hear like, hey, guess what is the temperature, and it's always like plus 20, 25, something like this. So yeah, not like in Moscow at all. Let's start with our topic for today. Today, we would like to discuss the residency in Russia. So basically, we'll have our conversation about the options, how to stay here. So we're ready to start. You can start with your first question, all of us here.
So what types of residence do we have in Russia?
All right. So basically, I would say that we have three main residency types in Russia. So first of all, it's a temporary residence permit. In Russia, we call it РВП. I will pronounce it in Russian. Разрешение на временное пребывание. Actually, the word разрешение is for permission. So basically, Russian government, they issue some sort of permission for a temporary stay in Russia. But universally, it's called temporary residence permit. Okay, let's go next. The next one is permanent residence permit. So permanent is, in Russian, permanent residence permit is вид на жительство, ВНЖ. So вид на жительство is a permanent residence permit issued forever. Before 2019, it was issued only for 5 years, and each 5 years you had to prolong it. But right now they issue the permanent residence permit forever. Okay, and finally, it's Russian citizenship. Well, it's a Russian passport basically. So these are the three main types of residency in Russia, and so please don't be confused when you see the information like РВП, RVP, or TRP. So just for your information, RVP equals TRP, and also for a permanent residency, we use the term ВНЖ. So you may get this kind of abbreviations. Let's go further.
So, what's the procedure for obtaining a temporary residence permit in Russia?
So РВП, right?
Yeah.
So first of all, I would like to tell a few words about what is the РВП, just to have a clear clear picture. So РВП, or a temporary residence permit, basically it is a stamp in your passport issued for 3 years, which allows you to live in Russia freely. You can work here, just you name it. Also, simultaneously, when they stamp the РВП stamp in your passport, they stamp a visa. That means that you can travel, so you don't need to issue some sort of other visas to Russia. So basically, you get two things in your passport: the РВП stamp and the visa itself. Also, you will get your residency, so you have to be permanently registered for this period. for this 3 years period, but I will tell you about the registration a little bit later. So as I mentioned earlier, the valid term of this RVP stamp is 3 years. You cannot prolong it. You can just get the new one if you need. So basically, the idea is that by the end of this 3 years period, you have to, if you're willing to stay in Russia, your next stage would be obtaining the permanent residence permit and then citizenship. This is the RVP. So you asked me about the procedure. So how to obtain this RVP. So again, we have two options: the general procedure and the simplified procedure. So as we already talked about it, the general procedure is a quota. So basically, if you don't have a simplified grounds, then your I would say it's not last chance, but still your option is to obtain a temporary residence permit through a quota. So once again, just to have a clear picture, if you obtain a quota, simultaneously you obtain a legal right to apply for a temporary residence permit. Now, second option, through a simplified procedure. So how to obtain temporary residence permit through a simplified procedure? Well, we have a certain legal grounds in Russia in order to apply for this temporary residence permit, as we call it, RVP. So first, it is marriage with a Russian citizen. So basically, your marriage certificate would be your legal ground to obtain a temporary residence permit. Then let's go further. If you have a Russian child, you can also apply for an RVP. But I will tell you the nuance regarding Russian children a bit later when we will talk about permanent residence permit, VNG. Okay, if you graduate Russian university, you can also obtain the temporary residence permit. If your parents are Russian citizens, if you have an HQS status, and if you work for more than 6 months on a certain position, you can obtain the RVP, or you can obtain the permanent residence permit. And I will tell you next about this kind of legal ground. Yes, basically these are the main grounds to obtain a RVP in Russia.
Okay, so what is the permanent residence permit? What can you say about permanent residence permit?
Yeah, so the permanent residence permit is the document issued in Russia. For example, as I mentioned earlier, before November, if I'm not wrong, 2019, you could get the permanent residency only for 5 years and then prolong it each 5 years. But right now it's issued for forever. The idea is that, for example, if your legal ground is Russian child, then you can apply directly for a permanent residence permit, skipping the stage of obtaining temporary residence permit. Also, as a bonus, you will be exempt from passing the Russian language, history, and legislation exam. So, again, red diploma. Oluwaseun, if you will graduate with a red diploma, you can directly apply for a permanent residence permit for вид на жительство, skipping the stage of temporary residence permit, and you don't have to pass Russian language and history test. So which is a big deal actually. The term for consideration from migration authority, as always, it is 4 months. Also, let's imagine that you're hired officially for a certain position. So you're a teacher, преподаватель, учитель, or you're well, let's say some sort of engineer, because They have like 10, if I'm not wrong, 10 different engineered professions which allow you to obtain a permanent residence permit if you work on this position for more than 6 months. So this is a very important aspect. Also, so what else? If your parents, again, are Russian citizens, you can apply for a permanent residence permit. If you're HQS, and also there is a draft law, and we're expecting to obtain this, to get this draft law adopted by September. Well, fingers crossed. For a highly qualified specialist, and if their salary will be a little bit higher than right now. So right now the minimum is 167,000 rubles, and the draft law says that if the salary would be more than 250,000 rubles, in this case, any holder of a HQS status can apply for a permanent residence permit. So right now the HQS can only obtain the it's also VNG, вид на жительство, the blue document, but the term is the same as the HQS status term. Yeah, and we're expecting to have this law in September. We'll see. All right. Basically, I think that's it. So I've just described the legal grounds for a simplified procedure of obtaining the permanent residence permit in Russia. Also, just for your information, if you're a holder of a permanent residence permit, then you're almost Russian citizen, but except you cannot vote. So basically, you can take your driver's exam and obtain the driver's license in Russia. So all benefits will be if you'll get this VNG.
Okay. So who is eligible to get a temporary residence permit?
So you're asking about the temporary residence permit, right?
Yes.
Well, mainly, I would say that as our practice shows, that mainly it's obtained on the basis of marriage. So once again, if you go to the ZAGS, the registry office, you submit your application. After 30 days, you'll be married with Russian citizen, and marriage itself is a legal ground for obtaining your temporary residence permit. But I would like to draw your attention to the fact of passing the Russian language, history, and legislation exam. So once again, if you want to obtain the temporary residence permit, then you have to pass this exam. And of course, it depends on your, well, I would say personal level of, Russian language and history, for example, itself. They have different, I would say, stages. So basically, it's a little bit easier to pass the exam for RVP than for the VNG. The test itself has certain stages. The first stage is to write the written test, and the second stage is to have an interview and an oral part where you have to describe the picture when you have to make a call for a school, for example. So basically they just check how can you talk and speak directly in using Russian language. I wouldn't say that it's a very hard test, but still you have to be quite fluent in Russian language. It's not the Russian native speaker exam, which is the hardest thing actually. It's the another issue actually, but it's a Russian language, history, and legislation exam. Yes, still it's possible, but you have to be prepared. And of course, our company would love to. I can give you some sort of a Russian lesson. Why not using the the online option, just to give you an idea how it could be done. So yes. Also, I would like to draw your attention to the fact that, okay, you obtained successfully temporary residence permit in Russia. There is a very nice, I would say, legal ground for a permanent residence permit. So normally, if you obtained your RVP, after 1 year of having this RVP, you can apply for a permanent residence permit. So there is a legal ground which says that if you're a holder of a temporary residence permit of RVP for more than 1 year, you have this legal ground to apply for a permanent residence permit. So we're not talking about marriage or something like that. So this is the like divided legal ground, and of course, well, you're expected not to have any sort of administrative fines or something like this. So this is only this is also a very nice legal ground for you if you want to live in Russia in the future.
Okay, so who can get a permanent residence permit?
Well, again, if you're a holder of a TRP, then after 1 year you can get the permanent residence permit. Also, you can apply. I'll just tell you once again. You can apply directly, skipping the stage of temporary residence permit, directly for VNG if you have Russian children. If you have a red diploma, the so-called owner's diploma. If you have like this term of 6 months of working on the certain position, like учитель, преподаватель, or director по экономике, the economic director, the so-called. There's a list of 135 positions, and we will share this prikaz, this decree, in our Telegram chat as well. Well, basically that's it. Well, yeah, and also if your parents are Russian citizens, you can also apply directly for a permanent residence permit, skipping the stage of temporary one.
Okay. So what are the basic rules after obtaining a temporary residence permit and a permanent residence permit?
Yeah, it's a nice question, because basically the final goal usually is to get this residency, right? But a lot of people forget that they still have some sort of obligations after obtaining these kinds of residency, permanent or a temporary one. So the first rule, please remember, you have to be registered within 7 days. So you have to obtain your registration at the place of your stay, at the place of your residence. So they usually put the stamp in your passport, which says that you registered at this address permanently. But it's not like permanently. If we're talking about temporary, yes, it's only for 3 years, but still you have to be registered there after 7 working days, not to get the fine. And then if you well, let's say have some sort of administrative fine once again, secondly, they have legal rights to cancel your RVP. So please be careful with this.
Okay.
We also have this annual notification. Annual notification is the is the notification that you must do after 12 months. So let's imagine that you've got your RVP, 12 months have passed, and you have 2 months in order to notify the immigration authorities that okay, I'm here, I'm having the RVP. Also, if you don't do this, you can be fined, and at the worst case scenario, they can cancel your RVP. So please do it within 2 months after 1 year has passed. And also, for both temporary residence permit and a permanent residence permit, you have to be here for not. Okay, yeah. Is everything okay? Yeah. Okay, perfect. So, because this is important, I will explain you why. So, from the legal point of view, you are a resident of Russia. So that means that if you have an RVP or VNG, you have to be here for more than 6 months. So basically, one day plus half of a year. So if your absence is for example 7 months within 1 year, they may cancel your residency, because again, from the legal point of view, you are a resident of Russia, and it doesn't matter is it for like three years or like indefinite time period. So yes, please remember these rules, these 3 rules. So once again, register within 7 days after obtaining residency. Second, please notify annually that you're here, basically, and yes, be here. Third rule: be here for 6 months plus 1 day, basically, because the migration authority has this right to cancel your TRP or a permanent residence permit. Yeah, basically that's it. It's all about the brief information about the residency in Russia. So if you have some sort of questions regarding residency, because as far as I know, Oluwaseun, you are a student, and last time you told me that you're not expecting to have the red diploma, right?
Not really. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, for us, when we got here, they never really said the importance of having a red diploma. They never specified the importance of having a red diploma. So it was
Too bad.
like, because in my first year, I did not know what the red diploma was. I did not know the difference between red. I thought it was the color. But when I went for a graduation last year at my university, then one of my country mates got a red diploma. So after that, he's still in Russia. He's like specializing now because of the red diploma. So that's when I just saw the importance of the red diploma.
Yeah, this is the case. They should just, make some sort of a banner or something like this that, hey, like study well and you'll be granted for a permanent residency in Russia. Because I think that's a big motivation. So yeah, share this information with the, maybe.
But the good thing about is, like when you're in your final year, if you have some courses that you got probably a 3 or 4, they can call you to come rewrite your exams to get the red diploma. But I think
yeah, I got it. All right. So and well, right now, being a student, you've got still, and I think that we've already discussed it, that you still have this quota option. So you can just apply for a quota, and like fingers crossed, maybe you'll be lucky enough to get this quota, right? Can I ask you, did you have some sort of a feedback about quota from your like classmates in university?
No, not really. No.
Because basically, if I were you, like if I'm a holder of a student visa, I would use this chance. Still, it's like a lottery. Use this chance if you have a valid visa to apply for a quota, and maybe you'll be granted this this legal right to apply for a temporary residence permit. So just share this information, and because we're really our target, our mission is to our clients, our future clients, and not even clients, just all foreigners, to have a clear picture of what are the options for them. And yes, it's very important to share information in this regard. So we would be happy to help all of foreign students, of all foreign citizens who are here in Russia, or just planning to move to Russia and live here. So Oluwaseun, I would like to thank you once again. It's been a pleasure to talk with you about these hot topics. So I believe that we will have another broadcast, maybe here in Telegram or other platform. So we're really flexible using the new approaches. Yes, so we'll be happy to have you. All right. Thank you so much, Oluwaseun. And yeah. Share information, and we'll be in touch. All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Oluwaseun. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Goodbye. Thank you so much. Okay, and right now I just want to tell everyone who will watch our broadcast that this topic is very important, as we're talking about residency. I always, usually our clients ask me, we try to apply for a quota visa, so can you make a residence visa? So there are different things. So we have visas, right? And we have residency. So you can obtain your student visa, private visa, or a tourist visa, or a business visa. But you can only obtain your temporary residence permit, permanent residence permit, and eventually citizenship. So please, these are two different things. So thank you for watching for our broadcast. Hopefully it's useful for you, and don't hesitate to ask any questions in our Telegram chat, in our Instagram, or just call us directly, and we'll be happy to help you. Okay, so that's it for today, and we'll be in touch, and stay tuned to Braiden Consulting. Thank you so much.